All right, all right. Welcome, everybody. All of YouTube land. This is EMP.Money, and this is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event. I am your host, AJ, as well as one of the project leads here at EMP. I'm joined by my co-host, BullGates. How are you today, Bull?
Awesome. Weather's perfect here. It's whoop feedback. That's on me.
No,
um,
no worries. Yeah, we're lagging a little, but hopefully you can hear me all right. I changed up my audio again. Is it better for you, Bull?
yeah, absolutely better. I don't hear any kind of loud noise or something, but I'm not an audio engineer or anything, but I did notice a little bit, but I figured you'd be on top of it and fix it like you do everything.
For sure, man. We're becoming YouTubers. I know I never wanted to be a YouTuber, but I guess it all comes full circle in the end. So yeah, we're gonna up our production quality as we go. Another few weeks, I'll have a webcam and a professional a radio mic. So just bear with us till we get there. But in the meantime, let's get the party started with our intro song. This is EMP by Defi Proof. And I just heard from them earlier today. They should have the music video completed this week, so we'll be excited to have that as our legit intro to all the AMAs. So please go give DeFi Proof some love. You can search him in YouTube, DeFi Proof. He has a bunch of great DeFi inspired hip hop songs. So, all right, here he is, and then we'll get started right after the intro.
Yo, blame, you mad at
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Sticking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these goals feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the front, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, not the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. Gotta get myself a bag before the bull run. Gotta take some shit, stick it in the ballroom.
All right, if that doesn't get you in the mood, I don't know what will. And on top of that, we have our resident hype man and sound effect master, Meebo. Go ahead, Bull. You want to let Meebo speak? Let's hear it, Meebo.
He's
three,
unleashed.
2, 1. Rockets, pump it, AMP to the moon. Let's go, let's go. Boom.
Mebo.
Right on, Meebo. I love it, man. Thanks, brother. Oh, Meebo always bringing the hype. So, yes, everybody, we started off with a bang today. Another awesome day at EMP. Again, the market can trade sideways, the market can go down, the market can go up, but no matter what kind of market we're in, we're still earning here at EMP and creating a foundation for passive income and future financial freedom through our ecosystem and our economy and our community and all the opportunities that we bring for being part of EMP. So really, really awesome day. Bull, how are you today, bro? I know you said another good day on your end. How's the weather? Or give us a little
Yeah,
background.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's a perfect day. It's sunny, like 70, 75, a nice cool breeze. So, my type of ideal summer day because I like to be outside and not be a sweaty mess. So, yeah, it's really perfect. And if I could be doing this sitting outside right now, I would be. But like I am always here, and always, if the AMA was at any different time, I would be there as well. So thanks to everybody that's here and that will listen in the future. We appreciate all the engagement and feedback that we get. So awesome.
Absolutely, Bull, no doubt. And speaking of engagement, we're continuing to really grow and do extremely well on YouTube. So again, even if you're not able to listen to these AMAs live, please go back through our YouTube page. It's a catalog of all the AMAs. Again, we do daily AMAs, so there's a ton of info that is a lot of hidden gems as well to really help you maximize your profits here at EMP. And if you're watching now, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Click the little bell notification so you're notified when we go live. And please share our YouTube as well. It's a great way for potential investors or potential community members to really see what we're about here at EMP, because we always suggest doing your own research before getting involved and learning the protocol before you ape in. So that being said, it's a really good opportunity to get involved. Not financial advice, but we've been doing extremely well. Our PEG is slowly recovering. Again, over the last 24 hours, we've already gone up another about 0.005 PEG. So we're looking healthy. We'll be at 0.90 in no time, and then after that, we'll be back at 0.1 and printing, or 1.1 rather, 1.01 and printing again. So it's only a matter of time before we recover PEG, and it's all happening organically. That is another major bullish sign, is that the community has put a lot into auto vaults. They're not selling EMP when we're below PEG, and so we slowly see that PEG starting to recover without any additional injections or just work from the community. And the reason that is so vital is that, we've seen it in action, that literally almost every single one, I know that sounds crazy, but literally almost every single seniors protocol has gone broke in the last 2 weeks trying to buy back and support PEG. They don't have a community that's educated. They spend all their treasury funds on trying to get back to PEG, and it doesn't work. And then all the bad actors use that as exit liquidity, and now the treasury is broke. There's no hope for getting back to PEG, and the project dies. I mean, we are the exact opposite of all of that. Our treasury is massive. Again, I mean, we have about 1.8 million in the ETH staking contract alone. That doesn't even include the EMP that we own in the treasury, because obviously the treasury doesn't sell EMP to realize profit. So, but that being said, we have a ton of cash ready. Again, the ETH staking contract looks really solvent, and we still have almost a little bit less than half of the remaining time to pay that back. Once we honor all those investors at the rates that we've said, they'll see the power of EMP, and then that will bring in a whole new wave of capital, and then that's when we really start to solidify PEG and continue to grow the treasury through again different cash flows and revenue streams into the treasury through hypothecation and a lot of other awesome things we're working on in the background. I had two really big meetings today, one of which was with the hedge fund I mentioned earlier this week. We're hopefully within 24 hours of securing that deal. Again, we're used to 24/7 in crypto, but the traditional world only doesn't work on the weekends. So it's a lot of planning to make it happen during the week. So that's exciting for Monday, and yeah, some other awesome partnerships we're working on that is going to create revenue streams for us. I mean, it could not be more bullish for what we have going on. And again, I wish we could share more with all of you, but in due time, you'll know. And those of you that have a long-term mindset with EMP and are accumulating now, again, we build in a bear market to be empowered in a bull market. So we're seeing all of it come to fruition as we speak. So, Bull, how about all that for some news? Exciting stuff, huh?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I was going to ask you, but I didn't want to interrupt you because you were on such a good flow there. But you said there's a lot of opportunity to learn here at EMP that sets EMP apart from other projects. And we're never here to throw shade at any project. We want to see every project do well, unless that project starts out with bad intentions to scam people. Then of course we don't want to see them do well.
For
But
sure.
the reality is what is something like that is going to help like a new person or an existing person here like build during the bear market that sets EMP apart that these other projects maybe don't have.
Yeah, totally. That's an awesome question, Bull. So I know,
I'm putting you on the spot.
no, I love it, man. I know, I see Joe PV Trader. He's one of our army members that's here. He coined the term, and I love this. It's we, you get paid to learn in our on our ecosystem, and that is just such a powerful concept. And what that means is that um, we always preach EMP ETH LP, and no matter what, I mean that should be your entry point into the ecosystem, whether it's through Detonator or through the farms. That's all EMP ETH LP. So you're not going to get wrecked if you ape into EMP LP. And what you can do is, throw some into that, put it into one of the auto vaults. Specifically Magic would be an amazing option because Magic has an additional buyback and burn mechanism that will help us with PEG. But you could literally, just say $100. You throw $100 into EMP ETH LP, that's $50 EMP, $50 Ethereum. You put that into one of the auto vaults, and now you can feel like you're earning. You can feel like you're involved in the ecosystem, and now you can learn. So you're winning basically while you do a deep dive into the protocol. So we have many different ways to learn about our ecosystem, specifically our academy. You can find that link on our homepage of the website. It's about a 1 hour academy. Again, when we say academy, people think, oh my God, like I don't want to take a 3 day master class, but no, I mean, you can get through it in an hour. If you put it on 2x speed, you can get it through it, even faster. But that really gives a great overview of the entire protocol. That will hopefully get your appetite wet for learning more. And then after that point, jump into the Discord and jump into the Telegram. All of our Army members and even some of our veterans that aren't part of the Army, but just awesome parts of our community are willing to help you. Again, don't ever answer direct messages, but you're more than welcome to tag anybody in our main chat area, and they will follow up with you and literally, hold your hand if that's what you need help with. They can give you, theoretical strategies depending on your different investment strategies. And I mean, no other protocol is going to give you that much attention. I can promise you that. So we're here to give you as much attention or as little attention as you need. If you, again, DeFi, this is a wrap of being a solo sport. So if you want to learn it all on your own, then that's fine too. Again, our YouTube channel has literally thousands of hours well, almost probably thousands of hours of resources between our own YouTube videos, and I think there's about 2 or 3 videos uploaded a day from other YouTube content creators. So yeah, does that help, Bull? I know it was a lot.
Yeah, man, that's a mouthful because like early on in EMP, you used to say that EMP was a fork, right? But now it's really the whole dinner plate. So we have a whole mouthful of DeFi here on that dinner plate, all the different little pieces that people can kind of consume and really kind of dive into, which is really going to make them a more complete investor here, from education to helping other people, right, as part of an education. And the great thing that I've learned here is that there are so many just very smart people that are willing to share tricks, not tricks, but like tips and tricks on how to, secure your wallet, how to, have a safer like browsing practices, better investing habits, etc. And that's a great thing about when a lot of different people share ideas and interact. You're just bound to learn, in a quicker manner than having to sift through thousands and thousands of hours of YouTube videos. And you're welcome to do that, but I like the idea of being, finding somebody who is really good at a skill and then learning from them. And one of the most powerful sayings I like to hear is when somebody says, "I don't know," because that shows a willingness to learn. And the great thing here is there's so many teachers here that are willing to teach for free because they want to see you succeed.
Amazing. Yep. That's so true, Bull. For sure. And again, no other protocol has nearly even close to what we offer. And it still blows my mind to this day that, these billion-dollar projects don't even have the, ability to invest in, a 1 hour long course that explains their protocol. I mean, it's such low-hanging fruit that no other, we pioneered that. I mean, again, I know it sounds crazy, and somebody send me a link if I'm wrong, but I've been in DeFi a long time, and I've never ever seen an actual academy dedicated to whatever protocol it is. So we're trying to lead the space here. We are leading the space, especially when it comes to seniors protocols, and Detonator is again industry leading as far as ROI contracts. We're offering the best returns on ETH in all of DeFi. I mean, it's just a win-win no matter how you look at it. So, yeah, awesome. All right, I'm gonna jump right into questions. Well, I know we haven't really been leaving a lot of time for questions
Hmm.
lately with
Hmm.
a new format. And I see one in Telegram. Um, that's actually a really good question that I know that a lot of OG people might have this mindset, and I want to say why we don't do this. So the question is, EMP Detonator needs an option to be BUSD based to prevent token price dropping. So I think where this is coming from is, and again, Detonator is in LP tokens. We would never ever uh, change that because the idea is that it has locked liquidity through Detonator, and the whole point of having LP is that you have that price exposure. So typically, and I think where this person is coming from is, um, it is a good idea with a volatile asset to have another liquidity pair that is in a stable token, because when the market falls out, like we've seen, a BUSD pair usually is able to hold a lot better, because obviously it's not correlated to the overall market crash because it's essentially cash. Um, but it also creates some other issues that, again, I mean, having multiple LP pairs, there's arbitrage opportunities. If we were to do that now, now that we're at the bottom or at least close to it, then you have literally zero upside potential, and you're actually exposed to a lot more impermanent loss. Again, the idea is that you think a stable pair would have less impermanent loss, but it really doesn't work like that because it's all dependent on uh, that asset going up. So again, we all think that ETH will recover, whether it's a month from now or a year from now. I think that all of us are in agreement that ETH will be a lot higher than what it is at the moment, and so you actually get more impermanent loss by having it associated with a stable pair. So those are just a lot of reasons why we don't do that. And even with the whole mathematics behind the seniors protocol, the whole point of having our LP is half EMP, half Ethereum, is that that Ethereum is essentially backing up uh, the liquidity pair, meaning it's actual Ethereum that's in that contract, not BNB, not BUSD. It's actual Ethereum. So the fact that we're pegged to Ethereum, it just makes the math a lot more accurate and a lot more clean. And that's why we can say that EMP really is fractionalized ETH because of that deep liquidity pool. And right last time I looked, almost 4,500 Ethereum in the LP pool, which is just insane. I mean, that's number 22 on the entire BNB network of Ethereum holdings. We published that metric earlier this week, and so yeah, hopefully that answers it. Bull, did that all make sense? You're gonna add anything to that?
No, I think that's perfectly said. I do want to say one thing about the education that I kind of forgot to say, if you don't mind.
Yeah, bro, go ahead.
Yeah, so perfect. So like AJ was saying, there's an academy, and a lot of a lot of people be like, "Ooh, an academy! I don't want to spend any time learning." Right?
Yeah.
I, I graduated from school. I'm done with that. Over out. They checked out. There's no interest in that. However, the difference in crypto is when you apply yourself and you're an A student, you can do really, really well. And the reality here is that nobody's forcing you to dissect frogs or participate in things that you don't want to do. If you're here, you should be engaged and trying to educate yourself as best as possible, because I'm going to assume that everybody has brought in money that they had to earn, doing whatever type of job they had in the real world or in the physical world, and you don't want to throw it away. And I would never encourage you to throw it away, here or there or anywhere, but you are going to throw it away if you don't take the time to educate. And an educated investor means, you're really increasing your probability of success, because when you know how something operates, you have crypto friends, you are kind of learning the math behind how a project works, the fundamentals behind how it works. Those are just tools in your toolkit as an investor to do the job better, more effectively. And the reality is, all those tools here are free. Where a number of times I think we've heard people say this could be charged, a master class, because for all the people that don't know, there are hundreds of YouTubers that charge thousands and thousands of dollars to tell you the exact stuff that is being told for free in our community and on these AMAs. And the reason is because nothing here is hidden, nothing is obfuscated, because a poorly educated, non-engaged investor here is going to fail, and they're going to hurt the system. And if you have the tools in your toolkit to make the best decisions for you, that means you're making the best decisions for the ecosystem. And that's how the ecosystem is going to grow, and that is how you are going to grow as an investor, both intangibly and then tangibly, when you see like your LP growing. But if you don't want to become educated in the system, I would encourage you to reevaluate that, because you're here. Don't spend time watching kiddie videos or cartoons on YouTube when you have an investment, right? You do have to treat this like a job and treat it seriously, because it is really hard, and all of us suffer from this to some degree, that we see numbers on the screen, and you make decisions based on seeing those numbers that you would never do in the real world. Like, oh, that's just 20 grand, I'm just going to put it in on this project and see what happens. Nobody, you wouldn't go to your bank and take $20,000 and say, oh, hey, I met a guy on the street and he had an idea, so I just handed it to him. That would be foolish. And that is paramount to like succeeding here, that you don't do things like that. And in crypto in general, because there will be people that will tell you the greatest things in the world, and there's nothing to back it up. Here, there's all kinds of things to back it up, from the liquidity to the community to these AMAs and any other piece of tool that's given here for free to help you succeed. But nobody can make you do those things. You have to want to do those things to be a better investor.
For sure, Bull. Again, another awesome words of wisdom, and I think that should kind of go to prove the character of not only our community, but our development team and everybody else that's involved. That's the higher up, so to speak. Is that exactly what Bull said? I mean, the knowledge that you get here, there are courses that give half the information we give, and they charge up to 50 grand, a year to be able to be part of the master class or whatever the hell they want to call it. And some of those may be worth it. But the education you're getting here for free, just for participating, I mean, that is just unheard of, and it's something that, again, I wish I had, 5 years ago when I started in DeFi and in crypto, before DeFi really was even a thing. If I would have known what I know now, just by listening to these AMAs, you get so far ahead of the line, so to speak, that it's just that alone is worth, being involved, regardless if you invest or not. That value there is just insane. So, and yeah, I'm with you, Bull. I mean, I know a lot of people, have extenuating circumstances where they cannot claim, or compound and detonator, or they can't show up every day, and that's okay. But if it's within your control, and just boils down to you making time to be here, then it is a good idea to kind of, reflect on your priorities, and, because those that are here, every day in and out, day in and day out, I mean, they end up actually making more in the protocol, because they know how to play the game optimally. For the same reason that a professional athlete, is paid a ton of money. It's because they've put in the work and they're at the top of their game. So be a professional athlete here at EMP, where you know the system in and out, and you're able to not only profit the most as an investor, but also do what's best for the protocol overall. And the beauty of our system is that that is the same thing. I mean, the thing that is most, selfish or most advantageous to you as an investor is also, the healthiest for the protocol. It's just really, difficult for people to realize that in the beginning, because it is a bit complicated. So once you figure that out, it's the what we call the light bulb moment. You set up your infinite money loop, and you're good to go. So, Joe PV Trader did an amazing breakdown, on our AMA yesterday. We'll post that video, by itself in the coming days. But the actual written form of his formula and strategy is in Telegram and in Discord, and that shows, I think, how to invest, about 12 grand, in the most optimal way, possible. So, and again, I mean, nobody has to invest the minimum of 12 grand. You can do the percentages, based on what you can afford. But that was really, really powerful. So, yeah, I think Joe might even be here. I don't want to put
I've
him on
got
the.
that.
Oh, do you, LA? Yeah, LA.
Sorry,
Go ahead. Yeah.
I just wanted to say I've got that on the list of the ones that I'm actually working on clipping tonight. So it'll be going up on the YouTube channel soon.
All right, amazing. Yeah, and again, I think Joe, are you here, brother? I know I put you on the spot yesterday, but are you?
No, yeah, I'm here. So I think the key takeaway from that video was he's a busy guy. He owns a restaurant, and he owns a second business. And he had, like you said, $12,000 worth of ETH on BlockFi, and he was very interested in EMP. I was telling him about it for a long, long time. So he finally said, okay, let's just get it done. What do I do? Because I'm only earning 0.25% on the bulk of my Ethereum. BlockFi, not only do they custody your Ethereum, which has its own inherent risk, not you in your wallet, like a ledger, but they've gotten very skimpy with their APRs. Originally, they were paying, I think, around 7-8% when they came out, and then they kept going down, which is probably a good thing because they don't want to overextend themselves. But at the end of the day, they dropped it to 3%, and then when you hold five ETH or more, it went down to 0.25. So on his balance, that worked out to about $30 a day. So what we did is we came up with a strategy, since the boardroom is not printing, but we still wanted to maximize LP gains. You could just create all LPs with all 12,000, but we broke it up so that we could utilize EMP emissions through the nodes. And what we did was we put enough in the farms to equal the output in dollar value of 1 giganode. And by doing that, he's able to make LPs at the most efficient rate. So his daily EMP earnings equal his daily eShare rewards from the farms. And then, of course, he can go through that process of selling eShares for ETH and then making more LPs and sticking them into the farms. What we also did was he had a few extra dollars after everything, and we stuck a good amount into Magic to let it do its auto compounding. And if things come out of balance where he's making too much eShares in the farms, which isn't horrible, we can take some of those LPs out of the farms and stick them into Magic. So there's a lot of ways to tweak, but the big thing is from the beginning, if you can get that balance just right, it's a beautiful system, endless profit loop. And to see it in real time is pretty amazing, where you're earning the same amount from both farms and from the nodes to make more LPs.
For sure, Joe. That's amazing. And all of that discussion for the last 5 minutes doesn't even account for the price appreciation of Ethereum. I mean, that is on top of it all. You're getting your LP, at the cheapest that we've seen, in a year and a half probably. So yeah, again, right? I mean, that's even more powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the mind-blowing thing. Remember, he was getting the 0.25 from BlockFi on his Ethereum? I showed him already. He's making in one day, 24 hours in EMP, he's making enough LPs that's worth a whole year worth of interest in BlockFi. So he was getting 0.25, which is $30 a year on his money. He's getting $30 a day right now in the bear market by being an EMP. So that is just incredible.
Yeah, that is, man. Oh man, that is incredible. And I think that again, Celsius and BlockFi, like they had this reputation up until recently of being a safer play. But for those of us that have been in DeFi and know how crypto operates, I mean, there's almost more risk in that than being in a protocol like EMP, because they own your crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. I mean, we unfortunately have seen that come to light lately. I think the traditional finance world thinks, well, man, I'll leave it on an exchange, or I'll leave it on Coinbase, or I'll leave it on, again, Celsius or BlockFi, because it's a safer bet. Really, it's not a safer bet, because we're seeing it in action. I mean, these companies become insolvent, and now your crypto's gone. And not to mention, like Joe just said, they're using your crypto to make more crypto and giving you an absolute abysmal amount of interest, while they're making billions on the crypto, and that's back to traditional banks. I mean, you get in a traditional bank, you get basically no interest, while they're using your money to loan it out, up to 10 times leverage. So again, I just think that EMP is a completely revolutionary ecosystem, an economic model that we don't have to really worry about all the things I just said. Again, there's risk in everything. I mean, there's risk that we become depegged and we can never get back to peg, or Ethereum completely dies. But those risks are a lot more rare than some of the other ones I just explained. So yeah, really, really important concepts to understand. And yeah, the proof is in the math. That's another awesome part of our protocol is, everything that we say can actually be proven or backed up with the actual mathematics, and math doesn't lie. So we're not here doing, things in the background with the money and lending it and borrowing it and making fees. I mean, it's all transparent. It's all peer-to-peer. The majority of the liquidity is all, user provided liquidity, which is also a great thing in decentralization. So there's a lot of awesome stuff that we have going on. So, all right, cool. Anything else you want to add, Bull or Joe? All right, LA, are you still there? Do we have any updates on Medium or anything you want to add real fast?
Nothing off the top of my head right this second. from what I shared yesterday about merch and stuff, unless you wanted me to repeat that.
Yeah, no worries. They can listen to the old AMA from yesterday. Again, we're working on a lot of new merch. We'll have updates on timelines this week. But yeah, and like Ella said, there's also the video from yesterday that will be released as a standalone video sometime this week as well. So, and Ella,
Oh
are you
yeah,
are you pretty
that
much caught up on timestamps too? That was the one last thing. Go ahead.
yeah. So I'll give an update on all of that stuff. So timestamps are completely up to date from yesterday's all the way back. And so you can go and check out all that stuff. And then there's like been so much gold dropped. Like, I mean, I swear these AMAs just keep getting better and better and better every single week. Like, I've been telling Bull lately, like, I know he's not the type of person that needs to hear these kind of things, but I've been telling him he just keeps upping his game, and his speeches keep getting better. But I swear to God, I keep clipping more and more and more clips because like the AMAs just keep getting better and better. So I think
For
there's
sure.
like four or five new videos that I'm working on clipping and putting onto the channel this week. So those are going to come in the next couple days. And like we said yesterday, we're working on the finishing touches of the merch store, and we're working on getting that launch to happen in the next week or so. So we're super pumped about that too.
Killer. All right, awesome, Ella. Yeah, and again, those standalone videos that we release from these AMAs, those are perfect for all of you in the community to share. So there may be, a specific thing that gets brought up in chat that, you don't want to have to type the same thing over and over again. Familiarize yourself with those standalone videos, and then you can easily just copy and paste that video. It answers the question much better than more efficiently, I should say, than we can on our own. So, yeah, awesome, LA. All right, that's great. All good stuff. All right, cool. And I have a few more updates real fast, Bull, and then we can get into more questions. So, I know LA said that these AMAs are full of gold. Speaking of gold, GoldBridge. So, we're the sacrifice for GoldBridge is up to about $600,000, and there's about 4 days left for the sacrifice phase. GoldBridge is our newest partnership with our very own crypto Mike and Jonathan Seller. Their project. It's not a EMP product, so I want to make that perfectly clear that it is a standalone project, but we're fully endorsing it and feel that it is a great opportunity to earn or potentially earn in current market conditions. So if you don't know what we're talking about with GoldBridge, please go look at one of the previous AMAs we did with them that will answer all your questions, or ask for a link in the EMP chat, or you can get to their homepage through Detonator. It's the new ad at the top of Detonator as well. So that's looking really promising. I think maybe by the end of the sacrifice, we could see about $1 million in there, which would be incredible. So not only is that really important for you as the investor to potentially earn with a risk-averse model, scalp trading gold. Again, you can read about what the access they're giving is on their own channels. I don't want to go too far into it today, but not only that is that myself and the EMP Treasury is also invested into the project, and so that will create a yield for us as well. And so I did have a question with that yesterday. I answered. Somebody said, if something happens to GoldBridge, is it going to put EMP in jeopardy? And that short answer is absolutely not. So, although our treasury has invested, 6 figures plus, it's not. That's still about less than 10% of our overall cash reserves. So if that money went away, it would suck, but it would by no means bring down the EMP platform at all. So we're very, very responsible with what we do, even if we think it's a guarantee. There is no guarantees in crypto, so we have to be super cautious with all that. So yeah, I want to address that. And then what else? I saw one more question. Again about the BUSD EMP LP. Yeah, I mean, I made all those points with EMP, BUSD LP, but and this might be a little bit of alpha for you here, so put your listening ears on. We are looking into maybe doing another pool with eShares and some sort of stable pairing. So that's all I'm going to say as far as that goes. But we do have plans on, again, trying to stabilize prices, but also still allow for that price exposure. Because again, impermanent loss can also not be your friend when when the token starts pumping. Um, so yeah, I mean we're gonna have options for everybody, and we're really excited on what I just mentioned. I can't wait to tell you all about it, but there are options. So all right, cool. Bull, any other questions or comments?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I actually have a question. So it's a comment and then a question. So I'm at the gym today, and I noticed a lot of people that have earbuds or headphones on, and I was wondering, what's the status with that podcast?
Yeah, brother. So, we mentioned this earlier in the week, this past week. We are in the process of turning all of our AMAs into an actual podcast. Again, we're not talking everything that we do here at EMP. We do it right, and we found uh, an amazing solution to bring the podcast to life with a very, very talented team out of the UK. And they've done some incredible financial podcasts that you probably have heard of. And they feel like they can bring our podcast to the next level. Unfortunately, the timing was crazy. The team lead, literally the day that we confirmed the contract, she went on a 14-day holiday. So we won't be able to get started until she gets back, but that should be mid-July, if not a little bit sooner. And then we'll hit the ground running. So we're gonna brand it as a whole different thing. I don't think it's gonna be called, EMP.Money podcast. It'll probably be something a little more generic and more open to the broader crypto market. But the idea is that we again use these AMAs to promote EMP as well as the DeFi knowledge that we give every single day here. And then that becomes an asset on its own. So the first 3 months we build the brand, we go on other financial podcasts as guest speakers, we teach them about DeFi and about EMP, and then eventually the podcast can become not only an advertisement vehicle, but also a revenue stream for us. So we have really exciting plans with that. I think it will be, again, something that will really help us get in front of even more people. And for those of you that prefer to listen to podcasts and not have to go on YouTube or be here every day for Telegram, then that will be a great option for you as well. So, yeah, does that help answer, Bull? I know I'm excited for that, man.
Yeah, I am because I think every little or every different type of medium, no pun intended, because I know the LA does a great job with the medium, but um, it is just another way to reach people, and reaching people with the information about EMP is really good, and I like what you just said, that it's going to be sort of a more kind of a encompassing type of DeFi podcast that
For sure.
will expose a broader market, which is really good. I like that because I think DeFi is a really small group of people in general, and I've kind of said this before, that the people in DeFi possess a knowledge that very few people in the world possess. So if you're here, you're actually, like an amazing company in terms of like just the general knowledge. And even if you feel like you're really just a rookie here, you are so far ahead of everybody else in the world, and that's not BS. I mean, that is the truth. And to be here right now on the ground floor, is just like if you had kind of stumbled into crypto back in 2010 and found that thing called Bitcoin, right? And said, "Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, okay, awesome. What I don't really know what it is, but I'll learn." And as you learn here, right, like DeFi is just so powerful, and what everything that can be done here is kind of life changing. From like the detonator to all the farms and all that stuff here, but you're really an amazing company, and you're really an amazing spot, at this point in your life to be in DeFi. And I think if you use the tools that are here, you're really going to be able to take your kind of strategies and your investment and just become just a really powerful investor for the future. So, congratulations to everybody that's here.
Absolutely, Bull. You're 100% right. I mean, this is the cutting edge of DeFi, and DeFi is like the 1% of crypto, and we're the 1% of the 1%. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just incredible how early we all are, and that's why it is the wild, wild west right now. And this segues perfectly into the next question I saw. I'll paraphrase it here, but it basically said, "What are our opinions on the recent crypto bill?" Or any crypto regulation that's been presented. And so we spoke about this a few AMAs ago, but I'm happy to give another kind of TLDR on it. So yeah, I think that regulation is amazing. I think everybody gets really scared when they hear about regulation and what that might, imply. Again, as long as you're not selling securities or evading your taxes, um, there's nothing that you need to be worried about. I mean, again, I'm kind of overgeneralizing here, but the fact is that once we have regulation in the space, that is going to open up more doors than you can even imagine. I know I'm a big fan of Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He says it really well. He says once regulation happens, that crypto will become the 12th sector of the financial market. So, I mean, we're at under a trillion market cap now. I think at the height it was about a 2 trillion market cap. But and again, I might be wrong on numbers here, but gold, for instance, is like 10 times that in market cap, if not more. So I think that there's a ton of institutional money and you know uh, that will enter the space once regulation is finally settled on. So yeah, I think regulation is a good thing, and we will at EMP we will be leading the charge with that. I mean, I'm doxxed. We have legitimate businesses. I mean, we're gonna do right. Whatever that regulation says, we will abide by that, and EMP is in an amazing position. Uh, to abide by any regulations that may come down the pipe because we didn't do an IDO. We never, again, we're not a security. We have a little bit of protocol owned liquidity, but that's all through smart contracts. We're not a custodian of any of that. It's all trustless. So yeah, I mean everything we've done everything right so far. So Bull, you want to elaborate on that? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, just quickly. I just looked it up because I didn't know it myself, but gold has $11.6 trillion market cap. In case anybody was
There
interested.
you go. So we get to the 10x alone. I mean that puts Bitcoin at 250K per Bitcoin. So yeah, thanks,
Yep. And
thanks, Bull.
I think it gives you oh, you're welcome. I think it gives everybody another reason to maybe look at GoldBridge. That uh, thinking, oh, well, I don't know anything about gold or whatever, but it's a big market. There's there's just a lot of opportunities there. That's all, but that's all I'll say. Just check it out. Do your due diligence. And then if it looks good, go for it. But if it doesn't, don't. But make your own choices.
For sure.
But I did want to say one thing about regulation quickly was that um, I think we talked about this, like you said, a few AMAs ago. uh, when you learn stuff here and you're in this space, and this is in relation to if you are worried about regulation. The great thing about when something hasn't been built or formed yet is you can put your fingerprint on it. You can help build that. And so if you become educated in this space and learn what needs to happen to make this a better place so that money can come in here, and when you understand this space like in its totality in a really nuanced, intricate way, you can export that to the real world, because there are going to be people that are going to need people that have knowledge of this space. And if you don't like the idea of regulation or how you might think it would come into the space, I would encourage you to learn everything possible about this space. Learn how regulation and the procedure works in the current traditional finance world, and contact your representative and actually be the person that helps create or sculpt or whatever you want to call it legislation about how regulation will be put into place. But if you want to to be part of that, you can. And that's a great thing about DeFi and crypto in general, is that it's a new world and you can do whatever you want, but you have to put in the work. You have to be an A student. You have to go over and above. You have to do the extra credit. And when you do the extra credit, when you export that out into the physical world, you are going to have knowledge that is going to be almost priceless, because people are going to be like, how do you know this? How long did it take you to learn this? And I know AJ has said it's a 10,000 hour type of thing, and I think it might even be more than that. But the reality is if you put in that work, that information is not just valuable here; it is valuable to traditional finance, because like it or not, they're coming. So you can either, complain about it, or you can do something right now to learn, and then, be part of that building of the framework of how legislation and regulation is going to be built into crypto. So don't be a complainer, be a doer. Because that is what is going to shape this into be a good place. And 10 years down the road, and when they're going to say, well, I don't like all the regulation here. Well, this is the opportunity we have right now to create the regulation in this space that we want and need.
Absolutely, Bull. I mean, I could not agree with that more. I think that people get this like, and this isn't just America, this is everywhere, all over the world. I think that people think, that the powers to be are in control. It doesn't matter what the little guy says. But I think that what Bull said is really underestimated. I think that we can really lead a change by, again, through education and through contacting your representatives, because they have no idea the power of crypto. I mean, they're typically a bunch of, old geezers that have been in, the political world their entire lives. And they're very disconnected, but it's up to us to teach them. And, I think money talks as well. I think, the large institutions getting involved, Goldman Sachs, I mean, they have a huge lobby team behind them. And all these guys see that crypto is not going away. And I think they're finally resolving themselves to that fact. And so there will be, a large institutions that lobby for good crypto regulation. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really, really important. On a personal note too, I mean, when I was in my real world businesses, we wanted to put a mural on the commercial building that we owned, and the town that we were in never had an ordinance that allowed public murals. So we basically wrote the code to allow it, and so we talked to the right people. We got the community, involved, and the community feedback on why a mural would be amazing for the town. It would be a destination. And I bring all that up because, again, if the laws aren't written, then that just means you have to write them yourselves. And it sounds like it's impossible to do that, but it really isn't. I mean, as long as you, go ahead with good intentions, and can really, show the power of why we say what we say and why we think crypto is, a life-changing opportunity for all of us. I think that it will resonate really, really well. And yeah, I mean, I know personally, I'm voting for my representatives that are crypto friendly. Here in South Florida, the mayor of Miami, he's very crypto focused. He's hoping to make crypto, the hotspot of the country here, in Miami. So, I mean, those are the kind of people that you want to support and do it through your votes, and your political contributions. So, all right, awesome. Yeah, there was a little bit of a political rant, right, Bull? But it's true, brother. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like I think politics gets a bad rap when somebody says the word politics. There's a lot of negative, like ooh, cringeworthy, feelings about it. But the
Exactly.
reality is that the government is our child, and when we are negligent parents, we have a naughty child, and it's our job to be engaged as citizens, right? And when we're educated and engaged and building our community, the government is a reflection of the people. And I'm not going to go on a political rant here. It's just that I want people to be aware of. Oh, and I see Paper Chasen has his hand raised. He wanted to say something yesterday. But if we are engaged and we are nurturing, like we can create what we want, but we have to be engaged and interested and working towards a common goal. So that's all I'm going to say. But do we have time to answer or have Paper Chasen say what his question?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, let me pull up Detonator, and while I get that pulled up, absolutely. Paper chasing. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I'm not to add on a whole lot, but here's the problem with the world, right? You can't have lawlessness, right? There's a system that's already in place. That system isn't changing. And the only reason why they're stepping in is because there's no order. In a world of lawlessness and no order, there has to be something in place. No matter how much people keep on talking this nonsense of we don't want regulation, we don't want that. Well, you should have conducted yourselves in a conducive manner to begin with and not put so many people in jeopardy, right? And this is the consistent variable that we keep on seeing across the board with crypto. Now, because so many people want to participate in it, and it's a wild, wild west, and at a moment's notice, hundreds of millions of dollars could come up missing. And as it stands, there's very, very little that's being done to all of the people who keep on doing this. The reality is this is what the space gets, right? So now that we're going into this point in time and we know that this is happening, people should not be waiting until the last minute. You need to get your asses prepared now, right? This is a business that each one of us are running. We are generating income, right? So since you're generating income and you're not doing it through an employer who is already insuring and making sure the taxes do get paid, you need to situate yourself, right? And one of the many things that you need to do is you need to start looking into things like S corps, right? And then you need to start looking into ways and how you can get these tax deductions, and then you can start identifying how you can live tax free, because the money that you make, anybody who lives in your house can be your employee. Your house is your workspace. That's write-off. There's write-off after write-off after write-off after write-off. When you spend money in the real world as an individual, you're really in buying these items. A lot of things are primary liabilities and not assets. So you're putting yourself in the wrong seat. You got to prepare yourself for what's taking place and how do I get the advantage of this. For decades, citizens have been screaming, companies and corporations, they get all these tax breaks. Well, damn, this is something that you already know. This is now you have an opportunity to actually become one of those companies and get those tax breaks. You can live almost virtually tax free. A CPA, we're going into the big leagues. Cut the shit. A lot of people ain't good with their math. Employ a CPA. These people are very, very, very important in making sure that you don't end up spending years in prison because you didn't want to pay the few thousand, right? This the big leagues. Got to level up.
So true, Paper. That's amazing advice, bro. And I that brings up a really good point. So I did this deep dive. I went down the rabbit hole with everything paper just said, 3 years ago when I really started to make money in DeFi. And so I have those connections now. And I guess this is a question to the community. Let me know in the comments. Would you guys be interested in bringing on like a crypto tax expert for one of our AMAs? I could probably make that happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Then I think we should do that paper for sure. And I don't want to dox who it is without his permission first, but I use a CPA that again is a crypto expert, and a lot of CPAs are not familiar with how to handle crypto. And unfortunately, I know the tax laws are much different outside of the U.S. I cannot comment on that. I've heard some horror stories, of tax liability on in European countries. But I'll do my best to try to get him on here to give some insight. But yeah, what did I say, paper? If you can't beat him, join him, right? So yeah, you gotta join him, meaning create your own business, create your own S corp or LLC, and funnel money through. That way. And again, there's a lot of different things you can do. If you take a loan on your crypto. Again, I never really recommend collateralizing unless you're doing it healthy, with a very low collateralization ratio. But if you take a loan on your crypto, a lot of jurisdictions, that's not considered income. So you don't have to pay taxes on that. So there's a lot. And again, this is definitely not tax advice or financial advice by any means. But I could probably bring somebody on for one of the AMAs that can give that sort of advice. So, all right, I'll look into that for sure. Paper, I appreciate the input, bro. Anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. In this process, some of us are grateful to see people panicking because we know this is part of the process. So, for the new people that's in crypto, do your best to try to keep it together, because the same way that you were intrigued about getting into crypto now, this was the same process that happened to us years before. So, everybody's going to get baptized in the fire of the retrace. This is part of the process. But, if you keep on listening and you do your math and listen to the logistics of how this entire thing is going to play out cycle after cycle, just realize, 2024 is our cycle date where things get very, very explosive. And only fools are going to be trying to buy it when we have a year and some change, almost 2 years to earn it, right? And everything that we earn, we situate into other cryptos that we believe are going to be around in that 2024 Bitcoin halving. And then you watch the value of your bag blow up into dollar amounts that you dream about. I kid you no lie. As long as you can maintain and keep your bag together and not get emotionally wrecked where you can't take it, oh, it's going to zero. Listen, there's some of us that just are not leaving the project. We've been here from the beginning, and we're kind of hoping that more people decide to say, you know what, man, I can't take it. We go right in there and scoop that bag right on up, because we know the process. We look at there's a lot of factors that we look at when we get into this process. We look at the pre-investors, the passive investors, the active investors. What does this business actually pan out to be? What can it deliver? This industry, the location for the industry is everywhere. So there's a lot of things and overhead that doesn't exist. Market conditions that we have to deal with, trends, the size of the whole thing, and most importantly, the past and the future, the earnings, the cash flow. It's there. It's so much diversification inside of this platform. When we reflect and we look out at other platforms like it, this exceeds them by a long shot, because what needed to be done was done. It wasn't a delay. It got right in there and it happened. And then we just seen growth on a level that just changed the entire market stability for EMP. So you know what I'm saying? So the overall relative strength of this industry is there. But what we have is the psychological instability of people who want to get rich quick. right? And for the most part, a lot of people are not really understanding what they need to be doing with their money. You got to set goals that are realistic. When you hit your realistic goal, make that move that you originally agreed on. That's your target. Don't sit here and have this far-fetched dream, right? Because far-fetched dreams are hard to come true, but when you take it and being active and doing what you need to do to increase your position, you end up getting to that point in time that you really want to get into. So do your best not to panic, y'all. This is part of the cycle. You bought before, and if you're sitting around and you don't increase your position, and there's been a retrace of this nature, you're letting new people get in at a fraction of what a lot of people ended up spending money at. So, either you can allow your company position to be bought out and decrease your share, or you can ensure that your company's share continues to grow and thrive. Just do your best not to panic. It's not going to stay like this forever because what? You remember what brought you here. Lots of money, right? It didn't just go away. This is just how the market just stabilized after a major retrace. And guess what? It's going to go back up.
No doubt, paper. Man, now I got a big smile on my face, bro. Again, LA said these AMAs are getting better and better. We had one of our true OGs. Again, I don't want to dox paper, but me and him go way, way back. And
Yeah, I'm everywhere, man. Everybody, they know they're free to chat with me anytime, man. So, it's
right
just
on, bro.
I just was having a conversation with one of my cousins, right? And this is a dynamic that I'm seeing a lot of. So I got a family with a lot of women in it. I got them all in EMP. I got the guys in EMP. The women want to put more money in it. The men are psychologically unstable. Oh, we're losing money. Cut it out. Grow a pair. You wasn't saying that when you were sitting here making $1,000 a day. This is the dynamic. Ride it out. This is why we diversify our gains into other things. You got money spread out everywhere else on top of the principle that you have. So, it's more so I'm saying with the men that are all over the place with it versus the women. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying that I understand being a man that we have a responsibility to our families and ourselves to make sure that we take care of things. And when we have future plans for our assets and that dollar value, it changes. It does. I understand how it affects us, so that's something that the guys, people need to get a grip on. You came here with an idea of what it was going to be. It was all good just a week ago. Maintain it. We'll see it all the way through. This place, this community here is not like any others, right?
For sure, bro.
A lot of just hanging on. When it comes to minimizing and stabilizing volatility, it got done quick, right? But there's still a margin of volatility that naturally will exist.
Yep, no
Anybody
doubt.
can, come in a few years or even by the end of the year, you mess around and you'll regret it.
Well, there you have it, right on paper. No doubt, bro. We got about 2 minutes left before the detonator rollover. I'm going to jump in and give some updates on that. But no, for sure, everything paper said, 100% true. Another nugget that he said that I just love was, you have this time to earn it rather than buy it. I mean, that is so powerful. You spend your money up front, and now you're able to earn this crypto and stack it away until we get to the next bull market. So, all right, and shout out to all the ladies out there. We have an amazing women community in our EMP, our empresses, and yeah, he's 100% right. Sometimes the ladies are a lot smarter than the men, but we won't go there. So, all right, we got about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Detonator is looking excellent. We're already at 77,977 LP. We should be back over 78,000 LP, and that's without any snipers yet. So again, this is our daily ROI contract. You deposit EMP LP into the contract. Those funds are locked, but you're able to earn 365% on that. It's not 1% a day. It's a little bit less than that. It could be anywhere from 0.6 to 0.8, depending on the daily volume. But the important part is that you get 365% ROI eventually. So there's a little snipe coming in, 54. We'll see if that holds up. We're under a minute now. Remember to compound last minute. Get credit for all your tickets. Again, as long as you have one ticket, you're eligible to win a random lottery. That's 1% of the pool. Currently 780 LP, just under $30,000. So here we go, everyone. 30 seconds left. Good luck, and if you're a winner, we'd love to hear from you. Jump on the live stream and celebrate with us. Let's see if we get some snipers. Last minute. 54 LP is the winner so far. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. Giving away over $60,000 today. Here we go. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is 54 going to take it? Holy shit. 1,602 LP. Oh my god, that is the almost double the largest snipe we have ever seen. Now that is a making your first shot your best shot if I've ever seen one. Holy cow. Oh, that is incredible. Man, let me compose myself here. Biggest snipe to date. Bull, what do you think? Holy shit.
Well, I was watching in the wings and wondering if that was going to drop. So yeah, there were quite a few other big ones just kind of hanging around waiting. So I think Detonator has a monstrous future ahead of it, and everybody that's here is is about to reap the benefits of it.
Yes, you can say that. You can say that again. Holy hell. We are now over 80,000 LP. That means we've been gaining about 2,000 LP a day for the last 3 days. Just insanity. The largest sniper again, and good for them because that 1,600, you're essentially guaranteeing yourself a half price entry into the contract, and all of you should have seen some insane instant rewards from that. Daily burst is looking really healthy, and that just helps the overall contract as we grow. Again, another about 100 grand entered Detonator in the last 10 minutes. So Detonator is just such a monster. Oh man, it gets me excited every time we do this AMA, and this is why you show up every day. We have 85 people on, or 80 people on the live stream. We're putting the fun back into crypto, ladies and gentlemen. This is our crypto game show every day, and you can see people win insane amount of money. So, wow, what was the actual number? Bull 16,000. 1,602 LP.
Yes. Yep. 1602.5.
Wow, 0.5 just for good measure. I love it. So, yeah,
Yep.
there you go. And we're still growing. Again, total users is 3,282 LP. I'm sorry, total users. That's
Yep.
up another 10%.
40. Yep. I think. Yeah. So I saw a couple of people saying, that they called the large that it was going to be a huge snipe today, and they were right. And so I'm going to coin the term right now. They're fortune tellers, both in predicting the future, but also telling about the fortunes that somebody's going to earn here.
I love it. Man, I am just speechless after all that. So, on that
Yeah,
note,
man.
I think we're gonna wrap it up, brother. Was there any other last minute questions that
There
you
was
saw?
a question. T. Marie had the hand raised before the Detonator. So I don't know if they're. Oh, hang on. T. Marie, did you have a question? I saw you had your hand raised. Maybe it was erroneous.
All right. Well, if they do come back, we can ask it for tomorrow. If you are on the chat, please feel free to type your questions in the comments, and we can get to it tomorrow. So, oh man, on that note, I need to have a cocktail to celebrate. That was amazing.
Oh, there is one other question, but I do want to say, like, yesterday or 2 days ago, right? It was an 860 snipe, only to be topped by like 1,000 and something, and now there's just a monstrous snipe. I mean, almost what those two snipes were combined, and so like really, I mean, like if we just look at like where this can go, and I mean, like honestly, like this thing could be monstrous and the snipes could be monstrous. And so I would encourage people to really look at that option and that opportunity for even just one ticket, because 800 LP for that one ticket. And there have been plenty of people that have won with 2, 3, 4, or 5 or 6 tickets. So I just have to re-encourage people to look at that option again and see if they can make $5 in profit, $6, $10, $15 in profit in LP from eShare, and then pop her in the detonator, because I mean that's some serious life-changing money right there.
Yeah, absolutely, Bull. And again, I think that, those of you that have been around, you pay attention every day. Those of you that might not be on these AMAs every day, you don't realize this, but you can see the power of Detonator affecting our PEG as well. So with that last
Mhm.
minute volume, and people are going for the snipe,
Ah,
we pushed our PEG by about 0.01 LP, or rather points. And so that alone, again, is why building this on top of the seigniorage protocol is so effing powerful, because we're able to bring in that new volume. That's more buys on EMP. It gives everybody a chance to win. It gives everybody a chance to earn. I mean, it's just literally we're firing on all cylinders. And this is while the market is so suppressed. I mean, just imagine what we're going to see when all the money floods back into DeFi, and now we've positioned ourselves as, the go-to protocol on BNB chain. I really think
mhm.
that is no exaggeration. Like that is what is happening here. So, man, what a day.
We do have a question from a new caller. Can you take one more, AJ?
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Digital Doughboy.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up, brother? I love your name. Huh, that's awesome. What's up,
I
bro?
appreciate that.
Yeah, get
Hey,
that
bro,
bread, bro. Yeah.
you know it, man. You know it. Hey, I just had a quick little question before we end up today's AMA. So I was doing some looking on the white paper, and there is a 20% tax whenever you sell from the detonator. And I was just trying to say, does that get taken out from the 365% that we get back from our initial deposit?
So yeah, that's a great question, bro. And I'm in the process of updating the white paper too, because the compound tax is wrong in our white paper. We got rid of the compound tax completely. So, but to answer your question, no. So it doesn't affect none of our taxes, including the claim tax or like if you miss a compound,
Mm-hmm.
none of that affects your principal. So you're still able to ROI that 365 no matter what. It just affects the time. So again, when you claim that 20% tax is essentially a 20% tax on the time it might take to ROI. Does that make sense? Kind
You
of.
might gotta explain it a little
AJ,
more. I'm a
Uh,
little lost with that one, bro.
yeah, no worries, bro. All right, Joe, you wanna explain, or somebody else may
yeah, I
take
just
a
want
crack
to
at it? Yeah, go ahead.
add to it. So, yeah, your daily burst is basically what you will earn in the 24-hour period before the reset.
Yeah.
As more deposits come in throughout the day, that's actually gravy. That's on top of the daily burst. And the amount that you earn is in the top in that big box that says your rewards. That's the real-time accumulated rewards that you can claim from that reward pool. When you hit claim, let's just say it's 1 LP for simplicity. When you hit claim, that 1 LP will go right to your wallet and you'll have exactly 1 LP. The taxes are already accounted for in the math in the background. If you were to hit compound on that 1 LP, you'll actually see your deposit balance go up by 20% on that 1 LP. So you'll actually earn 1.2 LP. At the end of the
Okay.
day, what you earn doesn't matter with the tax. The tax just will adjust and throttle how fast you get back your money, but you still get the full 365% on your deposit.
Okay.
Does
I
that
got it
help?
100% now. 100%, man. I really appreciate y'all explain that further for me.
Yeah, no worries, Digital Boy.
No
Absolutely.
problem.
Yeah.
One other thing about the you've claimed, I know that throws people off. Maybe we can rename it in the new UI, but the you've claimed has really what that means to rename it is the amount of rewards that you have earned to date. So everything that accumulates in the top, when you hit compound or you hit claimed, you're pulling it from the rewards pool and it gets added to that you've claimed box. So if you've just put money in from day one and you've never taken any money out, you just compound, compound, compound. And when you're starting off the detonator, that's actually the best strategy. You will see that you've claimed go up. And all that is that it's an odometer meter that's saying how much to date have you earned in rewards. When you compound, that goes up by 20%. When you claim, it still gets added to the you've claimed box, but the tax was already taken out and you get the amount that's shown in the pool. So don't worry about the you've claimed box. That's just saying how much rewards you've earned to date. It really comes down to what you've deposited, and that number is always 365% for your max payout.
Okay. And then so if I wanted to, because this project's obviously going to last for a hot minute, I can compound for 2 years straight until I start pulling out. And I can still get that
Absolutely. Everyone, there's no right time to start claiming. It's going to be
Uh-huh.
different for everyone. But given the market conditions, and we're in a bull market and everything is cheap right now,
For sure.
it would be beneficial if you are a true believer in Ethereum. Now is the time to compound, because eventually, like AJ said in the 2 AMAs ago, if you compound long enough, you'll actually get to a point where your daily rewards is going to equal the amount you put in initially. So you're going to earn every single day the amount that you put in when you started the detonator.
That's beautiful, bro. That's the goal right there. I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw in.
bro, totally. If you have
Yeah.
the intestinal fortitude to be able to compound that long, I mean, it's a lot. It sounds a lot harder, or it's a lot harder than it sounds, basically. But yeah, bro, I mean, it is absolutely theoretical that would happen. Again, there is the risk that because this is a game, it's not an annuity. The risk is that you compound that long and then there's no funds available to pay out. But at this rate, I mean, we've done everything humanly possible to make this sustainable, and that's why that tax is so powerful. Is because typically when a tax occurs, it actually takes the LP out and goes to like a separate fund or whatever. But the fact that our taxes are applied to time, that really just extends the life of the contract. And like Joe said, it makes it to where, the longevity of the contract is even more healthy. So, yeah, does that help, bro? Sorry, I know.
That helps a lot.
All right,
That helps
awesome,
a
man.
lot.
AJ, and we're at over 80,000 LPs in the pool balance right now, which is a new record, isn't it?
It by a mile, bro. Hell yeah. We our record yesterday, that the highest yesterday, that was like 78,600. So we're almost 2,000 LP above our highest ever. So yeah, and I mean we could easily see 100 200,000 LP in detonator, and that is without like you said, an impending bull market. I mean, once things start to recover, theoretically it could be even more. And so one last thing too I want to mention, and Joe, you might be able to elaborate on this, but and this plays into the whole compound immediately for as long as you can until you claim. But really, I mean, even if you're not able to compound 100% every day, all day, every day, I mean, that's obviously the way to min max your position. But that being said, as long as you are compounding more than you're claiming, again, we recommend the compound the 5-2 strategy. So that's compound 5 days a week, claim 2 days a week, or the 6-1 strategy of compounding 6 days a week and claiming 1 day a week. If all of us as a community did that in Detonator, which a lot of us are already, if not better than that, this contract literally would just continue to grow. And so that is the power of all of us working together and that delayed gratification that we talk about all the time. Would you rather have $100 today or $10 forever? And that really is, a reality with Detonator, especially with all the mechanisms we have in place and what we have to even make Detonator better. I mean, there's just so much on the table, and we really can get there as long as everybody is focused on the longevity of the contract. So does that make sense, Joe? You want to add to that, or Bull? Anybody? Yeah.
Yeah, when I started in Detonator, which was middle of March, the pool balance was about 23,000 LPs. So we have jumped, I mean, almost fourfold from when I started, and I wasn't here at the very beginning of Detonator. So the pool balance just continues to grow because more and more people realize the power of this contract, let alone the other avenues we have to make money. And yeah, it's just an incredible. And even if someone, like you said, compounding more than you claim allows you to ROI faster. And that's such a huge point. Again, compounding more than you claim, you will ROI on your initial capital faster. To me, when I find that hit me, I mean, that was the light bulb moment for me and why I love the Detonator to date. Because what allows you to ROI on your money faster? We are all here to support the community. At the end of the day, we all want to make money. But the way the Detonator is set up is it allows you to do it in a sustainable manner. So if someone wants to come in, they drop whatever it is, it doesn't even matter, $50,000 into the Detonator, and they say, I don't want to be here long term because ROIs I've been in, it was like musical chairs, and it's get in fast, get out fast. I played that game. And if you do that here, you claim every day, what happens is your pool share goes down. And when your pool share goes down, your daily burst goes down. And when your daily burst goes down, your rewards get smaller and smaller every day when you claim. So even that person that wants to claim every day can't win because of the mechanics and the beautiful math that's built into the system. So the whole system's built to allow you to earn crazy ROI while at the same time keeping it sustainable. And even if someone wins, like the guy tonight with the 1600 LP, he won the 700 plus LPs. He doesn't get that 700 in his wallet. That goes directly into the pool balance and added to his deposit amount. So he can't drain the contract and run with those 700 LPs. So it's not a get in, get out. It's you get in, it turns you into diamond hands, you earn a crazy amount, and you can do it for a long, long time.
Yep, absolutely, Joe. That was fire, man. And on top of all that, I know I keep saying this in the AMA today. Everything that we talk about from a math perspective, that doesn't even include the price appreciation of Ethereum. And that's why it's so important that not only is it conducted in LP because it adds liquidity to the protocol, but it also gives you that exposure. So but when ETH doubles or triples, that literally cuts your ROI time in half or in a third, based on dollar value. So again, it's just so powerful, and I think we're seeing a lot of the smart money realizing that, and I think that's why the balance continues to grow, and we see people dropping 50 grand without a problem because they know that it is a passive income machine. I know, Joe, the original name for EMP was electromagnetic pulse, but Joe calls it the exceptional money printer, right? That's gonna be the new name, man. Yeah.
It's the exponential money
Oh,
printer.
there you go, exponential money printer. Thanks, Paul. Perfect. So yeah, man, amazing. What a great way to wrap up the AMA today. I got excited all over again. You guys got me on an emotional roller coaster here. We had all that fun with the Detonator rollover. I was just catching my breath, and now Joe brought all the the hype again. So
The hype.
exactly, Bull. So
I,
yeah. All
I
right,
see
go ahead, bro. Yeah.
Kirk had his hand raised, and then Homebiz Joe. Do you have some time?
Yeah, we can do two more. I definitely want to get to Kirk about tomorrow. Hopefully, he can plug uh, DeFi Debrief. Kirk, yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I am. I'm like hanging by a thread, man. This I was talking to you earlier. This COVID thing just has really
Yeah,
taken a toll on.
it's kicking your butt,
Um,
huh, man? Well, hang in
yeah,
there, brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But yeah, I'm hanging in. So two things real quick. The first thing is let me also give my little song and dance for the detonator for those who may be newer to the project. I came into the EMP the day Detonator started, so which was a couple of weeks after the whole project started. And I remember, I don't mind saying, I was never really I was much more into the other parts of the protocol than the Detonator. One of the things about the Detonator for me at the beginning, because this was the first DeFi project I've ever been involved in, and the idea of locking my money up scared me. And because I'd never done that before, all the crypto that I had bought was just like token that I could buy and I could take them out whenever I wanted to. So the idea of locking my money up made me nervous. So I put $1,500 in the Detonator that day. And I have not claimed one day. I have compounded every day since day one of the Detonator. And the thing that's amazing about it, while I've added some money to it over time, I haven't really added a ton. I've let mostly the compound interest do its magic. And it's unbelievable the way that it works. I remember when I finally got over 100 LP in the Detonator, it just started moving so fast. The thing about that, I never look at the dollar number, but the LP numbers just move so fast. So, if you get past, I've been into a lot of other things now. I'm super into nodes, which is also locking up your money for a period of time. So, I've grown a lot in my attitude about this stuff. But I'm just basically sharing this for people who maybe now this is their first day or their first week or they're looking at this. And I didn't start with a ton of money in Detonator. I didn't put $50,000 in Detonator. I put $1,500 in Detonator to start. I am working Detonator as part of my retirement plan. So, it's great. So anyway, the other thing was, DeFi Debrief episode 3 comes out tomorrow. You want to make sure to watch it because you always get something out of it. Also, I got a little alpha from LA that I'm going to be doing about some merch information that she gave me. So that's going to get the first light of day in the DeFi Debrief. So make sure to watch it for that too. And I think that's pretty much it. I know we're running late, so I'll step back.
All right, Kirk. No, man, thanks for that. Yeah, bro, feel better for sure. My thoughts are with you, bro, and thank you for that insight. Again, I know that, we try to say how powerful Detonator is, but it adds even more validity when other, community members can chime in on their experience. And, we have to realize Detonator is only, and I say only, 4 months old. I mean, we're not even close to hitting our stride yet, and this could go on, for years and years and years. I mean, yes, there is risk. Please understand that. Could the pool balance go to zero? Absolutely. Anybody that tells you it can't is lying. But we have done everything we can to, again, turn it into a passive income machine. And really, that is at the heart of EMP. Not only do we want to provide, exceptional APR with exposure to Ethereum, but it's a passive income play because that, again, for me as a DeFi OG and a crypto OG, the most money I ever made in crypto was through projects that pay me no matter what the market does. And so that once you can set those revenue streams up for yourselves, it's a life changer. And so we wanted to provide the opportunity here at EMP, and by golly, we're making it happen. So all right, cool. We have Homebiz Joe, right? Bull, yeah.
That's correct.
Hey there, how's everybody?
Good. How are you, Homebiz? Another very eventful day here at EMP. How are you, brother?
I'm great. I kind of caught the tail end because I was on the phone. This is going to be real short and quick. I don't want to keep you
Yeah, no
on
worries.
the detonator. I heard one guy say if he was compounding for 2 years, that he could start claiming if he wanted to. See, I was under the impression that it was a 1 year deal, and if you didn't claim before the 1 year, then you would miss out on the money. But I guess I misunderstood. So if I claimed for 6 months, and let's say I started claiming instead of compounding, I would keep claiming for. That part I don't understand. For
Yeah,
more than a year, or
so it's completely up to you. You have the flexibility to claim or compound every 24 hours and multiple times in that 24 hours as well. So, Joe, I don't know, maybe you can, are you still there, Joe? I don't know if you want to elaborate on just the power of compounding. I think that's maybe what a year of compounding can potentially get you to be able to withdraw your initial deposit every day.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where I was confused. So it's
Yeah.
not like a 1 year contract. It can go longer than that if you so choose. If you want to just keep compounding for 6 months and start claiming, or compound for a year and start claiming, it's up to you. It's not a set time when it says 365% for the year. I thought it was for the year. That's where my confusion came in.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead, Joe. You want to
what
add?
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
saying is that say you put in you say you put in 100 LP to start, and you
Uh-huh.
compound every day. You're going to have a daily burst. That's a portion of that, roughly 0.6%. And if you compound, you actually get 20% more. So it'd be more like 0.75, 0.8% daily APR is where we
Right.
are right now. But yeah, if you kept compounding, you're going to eventually get to the point where you're going to have a daily burst of 100 LP. So remember, you started with 100 LP. So by compounding, you're
Mm.
building up your deposit balance and you're building up your 365. But yeah, you'll get to the point where you can earn in one day what you initially deposited with. So
Wow.
that's the power of compounding over time. Just like Kirk said, he put in a certain amount to start, he compounded 100% from day one. And he said the numbers on his LPs are just going crazy now. And if you ever look at a compound chart, yeah, it's
Right.
parabolic. So yeah, the whole goal is to get it to a point where you're really comfortable with what your daily burst is, and then you can switch gears and go into that claiming and compounding ratio with whatever you're comfortable with. You could claim every day, but then your daily burst will start to drop. So what it's ideally is if you want to start claiming heavy, is that you claim only enough to keep your daily burst at a nice steady rate and it doesn't drop. But
Uh-huh.
if you want to keep growing that balance, then you follow that 5-2 or 6-1 strategy.
Okay. So there's no limit on the contract. So
Not at
it's not
all.
like,
Not at all.
oh, okay. All right. So I misunderstood that part and thought, sooner or later I'm gonna have to start compounding because I'm claiming, because I've been compounding the whole time, and
Well,
I get it now.
yeah, you've done good then. I mean, again, that was in the words of Bob Ross, that was a happy accident. Because yeah, you set yourself up now because yeah, the idea is that you want to compound as much as you possibly can, especially in the very, very beginning. And again,
Right.
we're all here to make money. This isn't about, I know a lot of protocols say, yeah, just compound, and then in the background, the early investors and the devs are draining the entire contract. But yeah, no, it's just based on math. I mean, the power of compound interest and the 365%. Um, Again, I know that might be confusing because that is how many days are in a year. But it just so
Right.
happens to be that number. And yeah, if you're compounding, you're actually able to earn uh, way above 365%. Because as long as you
Ah,
never hit your maximum payout, the sky is the limit. So, and it's still healthy for the contract because it's spread out over such a long period of time. And if you are able, that's another thing we didn't really talk about, and is that if you say you just compound for 2 years straight and you have a massive daily burst at that point, then the whale taxes kick in. So even if you're able to do that on one wallet, then the contract is still not at risk, because if you own more than 10% of the pool balance, then you're paying a 50% tax.
1%.
I'm sorry, yeah, 1%. There you go, Bull. I mean, Joe. So yeah, there's a massive tax as well, which protects. And again, that's, for the whales out there, the tax doesn't affect your principal, so you're still able to ROI as much as your principal amount compounded is. It just may take you a little bit longer, and that's why the contract is so sustainable. I mean, we've really captured lightning in a bottle so far, and we're seeing it play out.
All right, sounds good. I think that helps me quite a bit.
All right, awesome, Humbiz Joe. Great to hear from
Take
you,
care.
man. Yep, you too, brother. Every day, bro. Whatever you
All right.
need, let me know. You've been great. Those are really good questions that you asked. So whatever you want clarified, feel free to
All right.
jump
Thank you.
on.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah. All right, man.
Hey, AJ, can we squeeze in Randy?
Yeah, for sure. We have one more.
Okay.
Okay, just wanted to make a point. The contract can end, or it will end, if you claimed equals your max payout. So
Yes.
that's where it
Great
becomes
point, Randy.
important that's where it becomes important to compound more than you claim, because that extends that 365 or your max payout. And as long as you maintain that you haven't claimed your 360 or your max payout, then you're good.
Yes, another awesome point, and again, another amazingly bullish situation for Detonator. So if you, like Joe said earlier, not only if you claim every single day, which you can, I'm sure there's people that do, not only are you hurting your pool share, because the people that compound are outpacing you substantially, that you just claim. Now you're gonna hit your maximum ROI, because like Randy just said, once you hit that 365%, then you're no longer able to drain the contract. And this is a really important feature, because it forces you to either A, compound more than you claim, which is a good action that we all are encouraging here, or if you get to your maximum claim, you have to add more capital. You have to add additional capital to begin to earn again. So, and that's also really important for our referral bonus. We do have a referral bonus, but it's counted against your pool balance. So influencers, they still have an incentive to refer, but they have to actually have skin in the game. And if they get a bunch of referrals, that's counted against their maximum ROI. So it even encourages them to continue to compound. So yeah, anything else you want to add, Randy? That was a great point, bro.
No, that's good. Thanks.
All right, perfect.
Charlie probably won't speak up, but he just posted. He said, "Give Detonator to your children in 35 years, and they can give Detonator to their children in 80 years."
Oh my
So,
God, can you imagine if we actually pull that off? Man, that would be like DeFi legendary status. All of us here at EMP would, the community included, we would go down as crypto royalty. If that, and that is, I mean, never say never. I mean, it really could happen, especially with some revenue streams that we have planned that will feed the treasury, and in turn feed the pool balance as well in Detonator. So I'm going to do everything in my power to make Detonator one of the most incredible contracts that ever lived. So yeah, you have my word on that. Jake as well. I mean, it's Jake's baby. Jake created this with his bare hands from the ground up, and shout out to him. I wish he was here to hear all the detonator talk tonight, but I'm sure he'll listen to it in the AMA. But yeah, really important, man. That was great. I think 44 minutes of pure detonator. I love it. That was really, really good stuff. So, Bull, any other questions or anybody else from the army want to give any more insight on detonator?
No, I think everything has been said that needs to be said. We said it was an amazing monster that's just growing, just faster than and bigger than everybody I think is expecting. And I mean that 1600 snipe is a reflection of that, right? It's all your work has kind of come to fruition. When I say yours, I mean the teams. You and Jake and Mike and everybody in the background that's doing that. The community included, that they're not working on the detonator per se, like with the code, but people that are putting in are doing their work, right?
For
But
sure.
I think everybody that's been here is kind of seeing all the pieces fall into place, and the market's scary, but at the end of the day, the detonator's growing. It's attracting big whales, and we're all going to benefit from it. So yeah, that's all I think I have to say on it.
All right, awesome, Bull. Yeah, another great AMA today. Again, another great day at EMP. Another great day to be in crypto. Another great day all around, man. I never thought I'd be saying that in the depths of a bear market, but that's what happens when you surround yourself with quality projects and quality people. Much love to all of you here for going on this crazy journey with us. And again, this is only the beginning, so. All right, amazing day. Thanks everybody. We get to do it all over again tomorrow, same time, same place. So good night, good day. We'll see you tomorrow.